if a man is gonna be disgusted by it, then you don't need to be popping out a bowling ball for him. You do have enough hours in the day. You do. It literally felt like a balloon animal, like a stitched up balloon animal. Hello guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I honestly just assume that everybody who watches my videos has been watching me since I was like 15, 16 years old, but I know that's not the case. So if you guys are new, hello, welcome. If you guys have recently subscribed, let me know down below, because again, I just assume that everybody's been watching me since I was like 14. Anyways guys, as you can tell by the title of today's video is gonna be another girl talk. I love doing these so much. I love just sitting down and talking with you guys. Most of my videos lately have been vlogs, so I really love just sitting in one spot and just chatting with you guys. I asked you guys over on my Instagram to send me some of your questions or anything you guys need advice on. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you guys do at Nazanin Kavari, because that's where I asked you guys to send me over your questions. Before we get into today's juicy questions, I just want to give a huge shout out to S3X Fenty for partnering with me for today's video. You guys know I've been working with S3X Fenty for such a long time now, and I absolutely love working with them because I love everything that they stand for. They're all about feeling confident and sexy in your own skin, no matter your shape and size. I was rocking S3X Fenty when I was like 9 months pregnant. I swear, when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, S3X Fenty is not gonna wanna work with me. Like, they don't want a pregnant woman in their lingerie. But no, if anything, they embraced me more than any other brand. They wanted me to feel confident. They wanted me to feel sexy. They wanted me to feel good in my skin. So I have a bunch of pieces to show you guys that I've been loving lately, and everything will be linked down below in the description box. As always, S3X Fenty has such an inclusive size range. They range all the way from extra small all the way up to XXX, and their bras also range from 32A to 42H. So they have a huge wide variety of different sizes and so many amazing pieces to flatter every single body type. I also love that S3X Fenty keeps it so fun and fresh with all their new releases. They're always so creative. All their pieces are so well made and just so fun and on trend. Like this, for example, what I'm wearing right now, this is from S3X Fenty, but I got this, you know, months ago. They don't just have bras and panties. They also have pajamas and robes and just fun stuff like this big sweatsuit. Guys, this isn't just a jacket. Like, this is a full-on one-piece sweatsuit. I absolutely love all their pieces, and I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys, and again, links will be down below. Speaking about what I'm wearing, the bra I'm actually wearing, I feel kind of scandalous just unzipping on camera for you guys, but this little number, this loungewear bra that I'm wearing right now is from S3X Fenty, and I live in stuff like this, you guys. This is just their Cotton Essentials bralette. I love wearing pieces like this just around the house and, you know, under my pajamas. I hate being braless, I really do. I do enjoy having some type of coverage or some type of support. So I love wearing something like this just underneath my clothes, just lounging around the house. And then I also have on the matching thong, Cotton Essentials thong in black, and those are just a staple for me from S3X Fenty. Again, I literally have those in every single color as well, and they're just like the perfect classic everyday panties. So if you guys, panty, that sounds weird to say, panties. But if you guys just need, you know, a good everyday panty, I'm just gonna stop saying panty, guys. Oh my God. A good everyday pair of underwear, these are the ones to get. They're so amazing. Get a bunch in black and nude and you are good to go. Guys, this set is so hot. It is so cute and accentuates your figure so nicely. Like, it just makes the curves look so good. So this here is from their All Over Me collection, and this collection was inspired by the wearable lingerie in the 80s and the 90s. So you guys are gonna see like the fun, like bright colors, the tiger stripes. So this here is the bralette. So it's just this green tiger stripe matching high-waisted panties. So if I say panties one more time, panty, oh my gosh. So here is what the underwear looks like. And then we also have this gold plated S3X on the back. I love all their little details. You have the matching skirt. Guys, this is so hot on. I honestly felt like $1,000,000. Like, this made me feel so cute in it. So yeah, here's the matching skirt. So you just wear this over the high-waisted underwear and the bralette, and it just looks so bomb. This next set right here is from their watercolor tie-dye collection. And I absolutely love the color and the concept of these pieces. It's so fun and different, and this lilac is so pretty for spring. So here we have the bralette. This one is completely unlined, so you do see your nipples through it. And I love how on the straps they put S3X Fenty. It's such a nice little touch. These are their bedroom shorts. So we have these really cute shorts slash underwear right here. And then it also has the straps, like the garter straps, to attach to these adorable socks, you guys. So we have these stockings as well. Again, S3X Fenty just kills it with all their fun, like, novelty items. I love the color of this next set. So this is from their Savage Not Sorry collection. So we have this lime green, super fun, unlined bralettes. So I love these bralettes that have the underwire as well because I do have a bigger bust. And then the underwear I have to match the bra is this pair right here. And this is called the Brazilian. This is a Brazilian cut. So I love a Brazilian cuts because they kind of go higher in your hips. So they really make you look super hourglass. The last items I have to show you guys is from their Foiled Springs collection. So first up, we have another one of those unlined bras. And I love this one so much. The color, the cut. I love how it's like bright pink, and then we have the sheer mesh to contrast with it. Here's the matching pair of underwear. It's kind of hard to see. Again, all this will look better with the try on, but you guys can see it's also that sheer mesh. This full size, this teddy, I think these are called teddies or bodysuits. Oh my gosh, guys, how cute is this? I am so obsessed. Like when I opened up the box, this was probably like my favorite item I saw in the package. All their bodysuits are just so flattering on the body. And again, it's just so cute. I love, love, love this color. Make sure you guys use my link in the description box to get 2 bras or bralettes for $29 plus half off your first Savage Extra VIP order. Now let's sit back, grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab some snacks because y'all sent over some really good questions. So I'm really excited to get into this and yeah, let's get started. First question, how would you deal with a bitter BM, so a baby mama? Okay, so I have never had to deal with a baby mama. So I feel like I'm not really speaking from experience, but I am speaking from a mother. So if God forbid Mel and I were to ever break up, I would be the baby mama in this situation. So how would I deal with a bitter one? First of all, I would just put yourself in that woman's shoes, especially if your man like did her dirty and stuff. Really put yourself in her shoes and have some compassion for her as a mother. I would for sure have some compassion, especially I feel like if Mel and I were to go our separate ways and he like just started dating other women, like I would for sure feel some type of way and it would take me a second to kind of get used to our new dynamic. Like I'm not making excuses at all, but I'm just saying if I had to deal with a bitter BM, like I'd literally just think about myself in her shoes and how difficult it must be and seeing the father of your child with another woman. And I think it really comes down to how your man acts. I feel like a lot of the responsibility comes onto your man because a lot of times they'll be entertaining their baby mama and then wondering why she feels comfortable, you know, coming around or saying these disrespectful things. So I'd really look at your man to, you know, kind of put her in her place and to respect boundaries. I think a lot of that comes down to establishing boundaries and establishing, you know, your roles. It's just hard to see your child with somebody else. It really is. So just give us some time. And again, I feel like that really just comes down to your man establishing boundaries and making sure there's respect on both sides. Did your husband see you give birth and everything down there affected your, okay, I didn't screenshot the second one. I'm so sorry. But this is a good question. I feel like this is a topic a lot of women, you know, ask about or worry about. So going into the delivery room, I told Mel I didn't want him to look. Looking back at it now, I feel like Mel and I got so close after I had a baby that with our next baby, like I really don't care. And I think a lot of women just fear that if their man look at them down there, that their man won't find them attractive anymore. What I have to say about that is if your man is honestly gonna be that disgusted by it, he needs to grow up. He needs to grow up, okay? It is just part of life. Mel actually loved the fact that he watched. I remember when I was pushing, he would like look down there and be like, babe, like I see his curls, like I see his hair, like you're almost there. You're bringing his offspring, his child into the world. The least that man can do is respect you. And personally, looking back on it, I would not want to be married to a man. I would not want to have a child with a man who would be that disgusted by life. I think part of that just comes with like, you need to grow up, especially if he looks at it and he's like, oh, I can't do nothing with her down there anymore because, you know, I watched a child pop out of her. Let me tell you guys something. Your down there will literally look the same, okay? It was made to birth children. That's literally what that organ was made for. So trust me when I say the snap back is real. So I didn't look in the mirror after I gave birth. I talked about this in my birth videos and stuff. I did not look in the mirror because just feeling down there because I had to get stitches. I got a 2nd-degree tear. So I did tear pretty bad. And when I would feel down there right after I gave birth, like when I was washing myself, it literally felt like a balloon animal, like a stitched up balloon animal. So I was like, I just don't want to look. I don't need to look. Why would I bother myself with that? I just won't look. 10 days later, 10 days, less than 2 weeks after I gave birth, I finally looked in the mirror. And when I tell you, it looked exactly the same. It literally looked exactly the same. It's like nothing even happened down there. Again, take it from someone who's been through it. Trust me, guys, it's gonna look exactly the same once you're done healing. And you'll actually be so shocked and so mesmerized by yourself at how women just can literally birth a 9-pound child and then just go on with their day like nothing happened. Like, women are so powerful. Like, that's literally the portal between the spiritual realm and the real world. Like, that needs to be something that needs to be applauded, and that is something that's so beautiful. And again, if a man is going to be disgusted by it, then you don't need to be popping out a bowling ball for him. We officially cannot do a girl chat without talking about sex, but I know it's a hot topic, and it is something that is so natural and so normal, and I think it's something that shouldn't be taboo and something that we should all be open to talking about. So someone asked, how often do you guys get it on, and what is considered normal? So I wanted to answer this question because I feel like before I actually got into a serious relationship where I lived with a man for years, what I would have considered normal is so different than what I would say now. So I feel like there's this stigma that couples need to have sex every single day. Like, they need to have sex every single day, and if they don't, their sex life is dry, they're boring, they're not attracted to each other. And that is the farthest thing from truth, you guys. I feel like Matt and I kind of put this pressure on us that we had to have sex every day, or if we didn't, we're like getting old and frumpy and this, that, and the third. And that is not true at all, okay? It's completely normal to just not want it sometimes. It's completely normal. And some people have higher sex drives, some people don't, and it's all completely normal. Don't let society make you feel like you have to get it on every single day, multiple times a day for you guys to be considered normal. On the other side of the spectrum, if you guys do enjoy having sex multiple times a day, every single day for years, good for you, honestly. I'm giving you guys a round of applause. That is amazing. But again, for the people that feel like sometimes they have a lower sex drive or they're just not in the mood, it is completely normal. Even Mel sometimes be not in the mood. Like, he's like, you know what, I just want to chill and go to sleep. Like, it is completely okay. And, you know, as women, I feel like sometimes like we get offended. Like, oh my gosh, he doesn't want to have sex. Like, oh my God, like, is he not attracted to me? But think about how many times that you probably just don't want to have sex. You just want to go to sleep. Like, there's so many different reasons to why you could have a lower sex drive, and it's not because of your partner. Sometimes you're stressed out. For me, when I'm super stressed out and I have a million things on my mind, I am not in the mood at all. I know for some people it's a stress reliever. For me, like, I can't even get into it because literally my to-do list is just playing over and over on my head, like in my head. I'm saying on my head. But to answer your question specifically, how often do we get it on? It depends on what week you're asking. Some weeks it's every single day. Some weeks it's once every 2 weeks. It all depends on how we're feeling, our work schedule, and just whether we're in the mood or not. So it really just depends. Like, sometimes it's even like twice a day, and then sometimes it's like literally once every 2 weeks. Next up, this is a topic I do talk a lot about on my channel, and something that I really do hold close to my heart and something I really believe in. So this one right here is, how do you find time for me time considering you have baby, husband, and work? Girl, let me tell you, I might seem like I have it all together. That is the farthest thing from the truth. You guys see, you know, a highlight reel of my life. You guys see the positives of my life. I do try to show you guys the bad times too, but overall, for the most part, you guys are seeing my productive Sundays and my mommy vlogs, and you're probably watching like, how does this woman have all the time in the day? Like, how is she working and taking care of a baby and handling a house? It is not easy, and it is not sustainable. I saw this tweet the other day, and literally when I read this tweet, I just felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I'm so happy other people feel this way too, because I follow a lot of mommy bloggers, and I follow a lot of, not bloggers, I follow a lot of like mommy YouTubers, and all of them too make it seem like it's so easy to take care of a house, do their hair and makeup, have me time, have sex with their husband every night, cook for every meal, clean their house. Like, it's overwhelming. I do agree it's overwhelming, and it's unrealistic. Trust me, guys. Like, I go through moments where I keep it up for a few days, but I always crash and I always burn, and I always need a time to rewind and take care of myself. But you guys don't always see that. So how do I consider, how do I make me time? I think for me, just staying on top of my responsibilities and really staying on top of my to-do list really does help me. Because sometimes if I'm like not in the mood to film, that's rare, but if I'm not in the mood to film, I'm like, I'm literally just putting this off just to add more stuff on my plate and just to pile up responsibilities. Like, I'd rather just get a responsibility done so I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I think that really stems from me growing up. I was a big procrastinator, and I honestly feel like I was a procrastinator up until I had a baby. And I feel like becoming a mother really taught me time management, because up until I had Kayvon, I feel like I was just always dilly-dallying, and I'd really take my time doing things. And after having a baby, I really learned that you do have enough hours in the day. You do. So I'm rewatching this part and just reflecting on it. I feel like this statement came off as a little bit privileged. So I just wanted to clarify that I understand some people have extremely packed schedules. Some people have to work 2 jobs and go to school and raise kids. And I know it's so hard to balance so many things. This statement was more so, I just feel like it's a trend that a lot of us, for the most part, like generally speaking, tend to think we're a lot busier than we really are. And that a lot of us could benefit from time management. That's something I had to really tell myself and really come to terms with, is that you do have enough hours in the day. I used to be like, oh my God, I'm so busy. I have so much stuff to do. I have no time. But somehow I had the time. Like I look back on my activity log on my phone. I spent like 7 hours on TikTok. I went and got my nails done. I got a facial and I walked through Target for like 2 hours to buy like 2 things. I had enough hours in my day. If you have enough hours to scroll on social media, you have enough hours in the day to do everything that you need to do. Like for example, after I'm done filming this video, the old Naz would have probably just left this pile right here and dealt with it another time. No, I'm gonna clean up after everything I do. Like I'm gonna put stuff away. So at the end of the day, I'm not dealing with just like this huge mess, you know, just doing small things little by little. I don't have to deal with like a huge pile of stuff to deal with at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Really utilizing nap time, because Kayvon does take a 2-3 hour nap sometimes every single day. So really using that time to get my workout in, instead of just sitting on the couch and watching TikToks, I could use that time more productively and get on the treadmill and watch my TikToks, guys. That's literally how I get myself to work out. I do 12-3-30 and I watch TikToks. So if I want to sit there and like just sit on TikTok, I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna let myself get on TikTok until I put my butt on that treadmill. And I swear, guys, that is how I work out. I really could even have even more me time if I did wake up a little bit earlier. I do wake up around, I would say 9 a.m. But if I woke up at like 7 a.m., that's 2 hours before my son will wake up that I'll have even more me time. So it's just picking and choosing what you want to sacrifice. For me, sleep is my me time. So I know for some people, they're like, you could sleep less and do more. But I'm like, for me, sleeping is a form of self-care. Like for me, when I'm well rested, I'm just a way better person to be around. So, you know, just picking and choosing what's priority for you, because for all women, it's not a priority to get your hair done. It's not a priority to get your nails done. And that's okay. If that's not me time for you, do what's me time for you, whether that's working out or going shopping or even just sitting on the couch watching TikTok. So that's your me time. That is your me time. Outsourcing, asking for help. I have no problem asking people for help. I don't have mommy guilt anymore. If I need to hand Kayvon off to someone else to get some stuff done for me, then so be it. Because I always preach this, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to make sure your cup is full before you start pouring it out for other people. Do you often find people projecting their insecurities onto you in your relationship? Yes, okay, that's just something that comes with social media. I feel like people project, not just in relationships, like they project in so many different ways, and it's really frustrating and it's really annoying. You know, Mel and I have said some things about our relationship that's unconventional, and people love to comment like, you can tell Naz wasn't okay with that. You can tell by her body language, like you can just tell Naz isn't okay with that. And I'm just like, if I wasn't okay with that, wouldn't you think I would edit it out of the video? Or like I wouldn't have even posted the video, or like we wouldn't have said that? Especially with the stigma, like I hate how there's like a stereotype and that women have to fall under this stereotype. Like there's a stereotype that women all have to be extremely jealous and insecure and, you know, not trust their man. And then when a woman comes forward and says, I don't feel that way, it's like, oh, she's lying. You can tell she's putting up a front. She's trying too hard. And it's just like, why is that the norm? Like, why do people do that? Like, let people feel how they want to feel. And I feel like I'm the #1 person to preach that. I really feel that every relationship is different, which is why I do not judge other people's relationships. It doesn't affect me. Like, other people's relationships don't affect me. And that's something I always tell myself when I feel like judging another person's relationship. You don't know what that couple has been through. You don't know what that couple has set up as boundaries. And I just think we need to all respect that every relationship is different. And that's what's beautiful about the world, that there always will be a partner that fits into what you want from a partner. For example, let me just give a scenario so you guys know like what I'm talking about. I personally would not want to be in a relationship where I was a stay-at-home mom and my man went to work every day. I personally just would not want that. I would not be happy as a stay-at-home mom. I'm someone who loves to work. It brings me lots of fulfillment in life. It brings me lots of joy. So I personally would not want to be with a man who would just go out and work and then I would just have to stay home. Now that's just how I feel. Now if Betty down the street wants to be a stay-at-home mom and that's what she's aspiring to be in her life, good for her. That's great for her. She can find a partner that's going to fit that mold and provide that for her. I'm someone who doesn't want that. So like, I hate when people, I'm not going to go tell Betty like, Betty, you're wrong. You need to work. Like, you don't need a man to take care of you. Like, That's none of my business. Like, how does that affect me? Like, that's who Betty is laying her head down at night with, not me. Honestly, you guys, that's like the biggest headache of social media. Just people just speaking with their chest so confidently, like they know a person's situation and what they're saying is right and what the other person is doing is wrong. I feel like when it comes to relationships, there is no right or wrong, and everybody's entitled to what they want in life and what they want in a partner. I just want to give a trigger warning for this next question because we will be talking about body image and stuff like that. So if you guys aren't interested, just be sure to skip this part of the video. But someone asked, have you ever had an eating disorder? Now, I wouldn't necessarily say I had an eating disorder. Growing up, I've always had body image issues. Always I've had body image issues. I was never skinny growing up. Like, I was never like super slim. I was always one of the bigger girls in my class. And I've always had thick thighs. Literally, I can show you guys pictures of me when I was 10, 11 years old, and your girl had thighs on her. You know what I mean? And I feel like I was always super hypersexualized as a child because I did have a curvy figure. I did have, you know, bigger boobs and bigger hips at a young age. I was a ballet dancer. I feel like that's just like the icing on top of the cake. I was a ballet dancer on top of that. Of all the things I could have played with my thick thighs, I could have been a soccer player. I could have done this. I could have done that. I chose ballet. The sport, the art where you literally have to look a certain way to become successful at it. And, you know, that was always very hard for me. I was the biggest girl in my ballet class and I had to wear these tight little tights. And even then, it didn't give me, you know, an eating disorder because I always love food. I feel like when we think eating disorders, we just think of not eating. But I feel like my problem was I was overeating. I think I used food to cope with a lot of things. I feel like I did not portion control whatsoever. And I think another thing stems from that as well. And I think just being Middle Eastern, I feel like we naturally just have bigger portions. And growing up, like my parents were always like, you need to finish your plate, you need to finish your plate. And I come from a culture where we're always eating, we're always being fed. And if like you don't eat, you're like offending the person if you don't eat. So it wasn't until I moved to LA at the age of 19 where I really feel like I learned about portion control and how much is normal to eat. And I feel like I was just eating to the point of being sick because I feel like I had to finish my food and I was just overeating. So I think it's definitely improved now that I've gotten older. I feel like even also growing up, we never really had junk food in the house because again, my sister and I were heavier. So my parents weren't like buying us junk food and stuff. And I feel like because we wouldn't really grow up with junk food, like when we would get junk food, like Yasmin and I would like kill through like a pack of Oreos. We would kill through like a big bag of chocolate because we weren't used to having it in the house. Now in my adulthood, I feel like I can have just like 2 pieces of chocolate and I'll be fine. I feel like I don't need to binge anymore, which is so amazing. I feel so free not having to binge and I eat the regular portion size. That's just something as a mother, especially with having a daughter one day, hopefully, crossing my fingers. That's just something as a mother I really want to teach in my household, that I don't want dessert to be this type of treat and this reward and you have to finish your food to be able to eat your dessert. Like I really want dessert just to be seen as like a neutral food in our house. I don't want clean food. I don't want, you know, bad food. I don't want food to be labeled as that. I want food to just be food. I truly believe that moderation is the key and that you can literally eat whatever you want as long as you're portion controlling and just really having a balanced diet. So that's just something that, you know, I've dealt with, but I never would really consider that I had like an extreme eating disorder. And that's just something that I love about social media now. I know we always hear that social media is this, you know, bad thing and it's something that ruins society and it ruined body image, but I'm someone who has a complete different opinion on that. I think social media, if anything, brought such a diversity and just brought so much awareness to things that we didn't pay attention to before. Because when I was growing up, I just saw Victoria's Secret angels. That just seemed to be like the only body type that we saw. Like seeing an extra large in a store, like shopping at places like Hollister and Abercrombie, Justice and Limited Too. Oh, don't get me started on Limited Too and Justice. I think that's where my body dysmorphia even started. But you know, you wouldn't even see like extra larges in those stores. And it was just so in to be super slim. Not saying there's anything wrong with being slim, because I also hate when people say, you know, real women have curves. That's not true at all. You know, real women come in so many different shapes and sizes and we should respect everyone. I just feel like social media has become such an important tool and resource in the body positivity movement. And I think if you still view social media in that way, you're not following the right people. Because trust me, there's so many amazing body positivity people. There's so many amazing plus size models. Which, wrapping this all together, speaking of S3X Fenty, just brands like them, like so many brands with body positivity in mind and, you know, embracing every single body type are emerging. We should put our energy into supporting those brands and those pages instead of wondering why these other brands, you know, aren't supporting us. You know what I mean? Like, let's just forget about them. Let's just not give them any energy and they'll probably die off on their own. And let's focus on the brands that, you know, align with our beliefs and our values. So that's everything I have to say for this girl talk, this chit chat. This was so nice to just sit down and talk with you guys. Again, if you ever want to be included in any of these girl talk videos, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. I'll have all my social media links down below. Your girl is tired. I just talked for like an hour straight, so I am so tired. But again, all my social medias are linked down below because in this day and age, oh my gosh, guys, social media is just, it really is a full-time job now. Like, it used to be my full-time job, but it was just like Instagram and YouTube. But now it's like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest. You can get monetized on Pinterest now. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know that you guys enjoyed this video. And then also be sure to subscribe down below and turn on your post notifications so you never miss out on a video from us. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again for our next video. Bye, guys. Thank you.